Everybody ready? Okay.
You might want to.
I'm Jacqueline Kirby. I'm the Media Relations Manager for the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Elder does have a statement that he is going to make. We will not be entertaining any questions at this time. Sheriff Elder.
Good afternoon. In September of 2014, it was made public that the CBI opened a criminal investigation of former Sheriff Terry Maketa and others. Shortly after taking office as sheriff, I was contacted by CBI and committed to cooperating fully with that investigation. Today I was notified that a grand jury has indicted 3 individuals: former Sheriff Terry Maketa, former Undersheriff Paula Presley, former Investigations Commander Juan San Agustin. I'm not going to comment on the indictment nor the charges. When concerns came to light through negative publicity, each member of the Sheriff's Office continued to do their job. Regardless of their assignment, they did it with professionalism and dedication. They did not let these distractions deter their work or their service to our community. No one is above the law, not even me. For this reason, I thank the CBI, the 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office, and the grand jury for their diligent work regarding this matter. Thank you.
Any further questions can be directed to the 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office, and that's all we have this afternoon.
And there are not a whole lot of answers there from Sheriff Bill Elder. Of course, he was the successor after Sheriff Terry Maketa was essentially kicked out of office after allegations had surfaced. And now we're seeing the result of a grand jury indictment. Again, former Sheriff Terry Maketa, Paula Presley, who was the undersheriff at the time, and also one of the lead investigators, Juan San Agustin.
Of course, we've been covering the story for since it broke back in September of 2014, as the sheriff said. Again, he's not releasing a lot of details about the investigation, but just to recap, the sheriff says, as we reported minutes ago in our show, that the CBI who investigated Maketa has now put the case to a grand jury, and 3 individuals formerly with the Sheriff's Department have been indicted. Of course, and let's listen in to some more comments here.
And Lincoln counties. And our office was brought in to look into the matter of the El Paso County Sheriff's Office and issues that went on when Terry Maketa was sheriff. So we convened a grand jury, or a grand jury was convened, and today they returned an indictment for 9 charges. Those include the charges of extortion, conspiracy to commit extortion, tampering with a witness, conspiracy to commit tampering with a witness, second-degree kidnapping, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of first-degree official misconduct. All 9 of those counts are indictments against Terry Maketa and Paula Presley. 2 of those counts, the kidnapping and the false imprisonment, were against Juan San Agustin. There's really nothing more I can say since this case is still pending at this point. I will add that, of course, everybody is presumed innocent until they are found guilty or not guilty.
Just a question about the release. In here it says Juan San Agustin.
Yes.
Which should we go by?
Juan
or Juan?
His official name is Juan
Okay.
San Agustin, but he goes by Juan San Agustin.
If found guilty, what kind of sentences are we facing here?
These charges are Class 4 felonies. Class 4 felonies carry anywhere from 2 to 6 years in prison.
What's the timeline of something like this now that you've reached the indictments?
Well, there currently would be a warrant out for their arrest, and when they have turned themselves in, then there'll be a court date, and we go from there.
Who serves that?
The indictment will be served on them in open court.
No, the warrants.
Oh, the
Which
warrants.
law enforcement agency?
You know, we're leaving that up to law enforcement on that. Depends on where they ultimately turn themselves in. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, everybody.
And once again, in case you're just joining us, we have more from prosecutors, investigators talking about the indictments today of 3 individuals: former El Paso County Sheriff Terry Maketa, former Undersheriff Paula Presley, and former Deputy Juan San Agustin. The charges, he listed a few there: extortion, kidnapping, official misconduct. The range of punishments, 2 to 6 years. Obviously, they're not taking this very lightly. We had no advance notice of this happening, so it appears the grand jury has convened, made a decision, and now we move forward. It
was this time last year that Maketa began to be under investigation, and he was essentially ousted from his office. You know, many county commissioners were calling for his resignation. He denied doing that. He did not want to do that. He resisted that. And finally, before the end of his term, he left office early. So we are seeing this now come forth once again. Once this grand jury has set forth these indictments, you hear that there is a warrant out for Maketa, Presley, and San Agustin.
Yeah, just to clarify, they're not in jail tonight. No. There's an indictment. There has been warrants issued, but they have not turned themselves in yet. There's expected to be served in open court if what the gentleman a second ago suggested is correct. So, of course, we'll continue to follow this case on KRDO News Channel 13 at 5 and 6, as well as